that God is withholding happiness from you, that somehow God is not giving you everything that He can, that somehow He wants to keep you down so He can stay up. And it's in that context of the lie that Eve's perception of herself became distorted. And since that very time, your perception and my perception of ourselves has been distorted. Are you with me? You think you know yourself? No, you don't. Now, let's go on. Adam and Eve now trying to fill that happiness gap, trying to fill that love deficit, thinking that they can rise higher than what they are. They now act out dysfunctionally, and they pick up the fruit, and they disobey God. And then after that, what happens? The pendulum or the plumb line swings to the other side. God comes walking through the garden. Adam and Eve, where are you? And what do? They run. Notice that they are the ones who first rejected God. That rejection caused distance in the relationship. They were no longer happy with their relationship with God. And what happens is God comes and says, did you eat of the fruit? And then what happens next? It's the woman! Men, when in doubt, it's the woman. And so this dysfunctional behavior, what happened to the lovey-dovey, you are rib of my rib, bone of my bone, I shall call you woman. All of a sudden, it's the woman you gave me. And so what happens is, dysfunctional behavior develops between Adam and Eve, and ever since that time, marriage became a mixed bag. Marriage is not all a bed of roses anymore. Anyone know what I'm talking about? I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm not married. But those of you who are married do know. Now the idea is, there's this lie, there's this dysfunctional behavior, and then there's the blame game. And ever since that time, we have developed a heart, a sinful nature, that perpetuates the lie that Satan first produced, sold to Adam and Eve. And today we are born believing it and not even knowing we believe it. And so the Bible declares that when God's plumb line passes through our heart, how crooked are we? The heart is what? Deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? In other words, you don't even know it. You just start life that way, and that's all you know. And because that's all you don't know anything different until God's plumb line passes through your life. Then you understand that your heart is desperately wicked above all things. Are you with me? Adam and Eve swung from rebellion to rejection. They rejected God. God now rejected them. You remember the curse He proclaimed upon the woman and the serpent, upon the woman and the man? And what happens is all of that unhappiness enters the human race. And now the next generation is born. And what you find is, who is the son that Adam and Eve had two sons. What were their names? Cain and Abel. Cain says, oh yeah, I worship God. And he brings vegetables and fruits to the altar. In doing so, in case you didn't know, the lamb represents who? Jesus. By not bringing a lamb, what was Cain inadvertently saying? I'm rejecting Jesus, is what he was saying. And when he rejected Jesus, that's the reason why God rejected him. And that's why he didn't take his offering. And now Cain is angry. God rejected me. I am so unhappy. And because I am unhappy, that justifies a swing to the other direction, to rebellion. Oh, my brother, so he was the righteous one. He was the one God likes. Well, get this, brother. And he kills him. Who was inadvertently he tried to kill? In figure, God. He was angry at God, and because his brother was the church, and the church represents Jesus, when you try and kill the church, you're trying to kill Jesus. Are you with me? Yes. Somebody say that's deep. Amen. Now, Cain is swaying from rejection to rebellion. And that goes on and on and on until we come to our day. You and I are the exact same way within our own hearts. We bounce back and forth between rebellion and rejection, and we don't know it. All we know is we have these feelings that are within us, and we can't even identify these feelings. All we know is that we feel something not good. We feel something not happy, and we try and fill that lack of happiness with something. So the question is, why do we tend to keep swinging from side to side to side to side? Let's look at things a little deeper. Are you bored yet? No. You can't be bored with this. You can't. Okay, now, what keeps the pendulum swinging? 1 John chapter 2. The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. In other words, there are two things that keep us swinging in those two directions. It is lust and pride. What is lust? It's sinful desire. It's sinful desire that's created by trying to fill this love deficit. Because it's off-center, you feel this something, and you have this lust now. Oh, these things make me feel good, so they must be able to fill me. And you have this sinful desire. And then all of that is undergirded, different side of the same coin, by pride, which is, it's about me being happy. My life is about my happiness. And therefore, the desiring and the seeking to fill myself keeps me swinging from side to side to side to side. But yet we don't know that. All we feel are pain and pleasure. All I know is that, oh yeah, whatever this thing is, this bottle thing here, oh, it gives me a buzz. It's pleasureful. Oh, this type of relationship, people hurt me. It hurts. And what happens is we swing from rejection to rebellion because we're feeling pain, we're feeling pleasure, we're feeling pain, we're feeling pleasure, we're feeling pain, we're feeling pleasure, we're feeling lust, we're feeling pride, we're feeling lust, we're feeling pride, and oh my goodness, we are just so messed up. I got issues. Now, what's interesting is, when you swing like this, you swing between two modes, fight or flight. When you reject me, oh man, I'm in flight mode. I'm so hurt, I need to get away from you, I don't want to deal with you, I need to go and do my own thing. And then if you're not in flight mode, you're in fight mode. Oh, really? So you don't agree with me? Oh, really? So Here. We see this happen in church. Fight or flight. Oh, you said the wrong thing to me, it rubbed me the wrong way, I'm not going to come to church anymore. Flight. Oh, so yeah, you think this way, I think this way. You said this about me, and I said that. Oh, now we're going to fight. Are you with me?
Amen.
Am I real?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So the idea is, I want to look at this swinging back and forth within the larger context of our heart. All of this happens, it's not physical, it's not tangible. I can't grab these things. They are emotional things that exist within the walls of our own heart. And when your plumb line is off center, you begin to develop crooked walls. And the emotional walls of your heart become crooked. Now, I want to look at this diagram. And these are, let's represent this as the emotional walls of our heart. Rejection being here, rebellion being there. And let's look at the bricks that compose this. What you find is, on this side, the rejection side, you have sadness, self-pity, self-hatred, depression, apathy. What's apathy? Yeah, you don't care.